Hello and welcome back to Be a Quirky Writer. Now today, in the Paris Review Reviewed, I'm going to try something that I have not done before, which is to analyze an author of whom I know nothing about. So, John Didion. Obviously I know her by name, but other than that, I did not know her biography, I did not know the books that she wrote, I did not know even the topics on which she worked. But I really enjoyed her interview in the Paris Review, and I think that I have some things to talk about. So one of the things that she says is that she needs about 1 hour as she is having dinner, probably with a glass of wine, to go over her notes and go over the things that she did the day before, and then only after she digested her food and obviously her notes, she can start reviewing and editing her work. So the pages that she wrote the previous day. So this is already a ritualistic element of which I am very fond of. Other than that, she does take Hemingway's words once again, because obviously we go back to Hemingway every so often, and she does emphasize the problems and the difficulties of that first sentence. So getting things started, which apparently is very hard. So once you have that second phrase or that second paragraph on the page, then you are already at a good point. But that first paragraph and that first sentence, that is always the hardest. So those are some of the things that I like, but the one thing that I really enjoyed is the hostility of the act of writing. And let's just go over what she said and then let's analyze it. So writing as a hostile act. It's hostile in that you're trying to make somebody see something the way you see it. Trying to impose your idea, your picture. It's hostile to try to wrench around someone else's mind that way. Quite often, you want to tell somebody your dream, your nightmare. Well, nobody wants to hear someone else's dream, good or bad as it may be. The writer is always tricking the reader into listening to the dream. Tricking the reader. That's an interesting concept in my opinion. But again, we have this opinion, and yet we have someone else like Borges, which we saw a few videos ago, which just has the pleasure of describing. He does not care to impose or intrude on the writer's mind. He just describes his world. So we have this dichotomy between the two approaches, right? On the one hand, writing is seen as an intrusion, as a trying to convince the reader. On the other hand, it's just describing and letting the reader choose for himself or herself. So, two very different ways of thinking. I would like, if you ever want to leave a comment, to share your opinion on this, because obviously these are two very different points of view. In my mind, in my opinion, I tend to be more like Borges. I like to write the story that I want to write and then leave it to the interpretation of the reader. I do not think that I impose my personal view or my dream or nightmare, as John Didion says, on my reader, or at least I do not try to. It is true that writers do use tricks, but it is a trick that it is known by the reader. The reader knows what the trick is, but he accepts that trick. So again, that's my opinion. Leave a like if you want, leave a comment, and let me know what's yours. Don't forget to breathe, don't forget to smile. Until next time.